Welcome back to the abyss. Before today's descent, I ask for a brief signal. If you could leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel, it would make a huge difference. The algorithm is a cold and indifferent entity, but it responds to these signals. Each interaction helps bring these narratives to other minds. Your support is crucial and deeply appreciated. Now, let us begin. Neuroscientists can predict human decisions 7 seconds before the person chooses. Our brain decides first, then creates the sensation that we chose. I turned off the podcast and sighed. Another study proving free will was an illusion. Ironic I had chosen to listen to this while getting ready for my first day as an archivist at the Bellwether Institute. But what bothered me wasn't the science. It was the memory. 3 years ago, at my father's funeral, an unknown woman approached me. Asian, older, black-framed glasses. She gripped my hands with desperate force. "You're going to work with archives," she whispered, voice trembling. "You'll find a red folder. For the love of God, don't open it. Don't do what I did." I tried to ask who she was, but she fled, repeating, "Don't open it, don't open it, don't open it." At the time, I attributed it to grief. People say strange things at funerals. But now, adjusting my white blouse safe choice, professional memory returned with inexplicable force. The Bellwether building was grey, dark windows like dead eyes. In the lobby, a receptionist smiled perfect smile, but there was something mechanical about the timing. Maya read, "Dr. Patterson is waiting in the Central Archive, basement level 3. The voice was warm, but I noticed something strange. She blinked twice, paused exactly 3 seconds, then handed me my badge, as if following a script. In the elevator, instrumental music played familiar melody, but I couldn't identify it. The man beside me checked his phone, sighed, put it away. Repeated the sequence. Checked, sighed, put it away. Checked, sighed, put it away. "Excuse me," I said. "Is your phone having problems?" He stared at me, confused. "Problems? You repeated the same action several times." The man frowned, as if trying to remember. I don't remember repeating anything." The doors opened at the basement. White corridor, fluorescent lighting flickering in an irregular pattern. Smell of old paper mixed with something chemical, medicinal. Dr. Patterson was waiting exactly as the woman at the funeral had described. Same age, same glasses, same graying hair. The resemblance was impossible, but Ms. Reed, her voice was identical to the woman at the funeral. Not similar, identical. "Welcome to our little catacomb of knowledge." I felt a chill down my spine. "Excuse me, but have we met before?" "Not directly." Dr. Patterson smiled, but her eyes remained empty. "Though I've known many like you, many like you." The words echoed strangely as we walked through infinite corridors of metal files. I tried to process the phrase, but my mind slipped, as if I couldn't fix the thought. "Your job is simple," Dr. Patterson explained, stopping at a smaller room. "Digitize and categorize behavioral studies from the last 60 years. The desk had a computer, scanner, and stacks of boxes. Everything exactly as I had imagined. No, as I had dreamed. The night before, I'd had a vivid dream about this exact room. Start with box 1A, she continued. System is intuitive. Scan, add tags, next document. I nodded, but a question escaped. What if I find something confidential? Dr. Patterson paused. She turned slowly, smile dissolving. What an interesting question. Her voice had changed, becoming colder. They always ask that question, always. Who The others. Dr. Patterson adjusted her glasses. Don't worry, dear. You'll do exactly what you need to do. You always do. She left, leaving me alone with decades of documents and a growing feeling that every movement I made had been executed before. The first hour was exactly as promised, pure tedium. Studies on consumption patterns, color preferences, responses to stimuli. Then I found a different folder. Thicker, red cover, marked Project Taxonomy Confidential. My stomach contracted. The red folder, exactly as the woman had warned. Curiosity beat protocol. I opened it. The first page made me stop. Complete catalogue of human personalities. Final revision -1987. 3,847 base types identified and verified. I flipped through the pages, heart racing. These weren't just studies, they were blueprints. Detailed descriptions of complete types of people. Not just behaviors, but thoughts, fears, dreams, even speech patterns. Type number 2847B, the curious archivist. Manifestation age, 22 to 28 years. Trigger, employment in information field. Traits, functional introversion, compulsive curiosity, need for order. Typical phrase, I'll just take a quick look. Breaking point, discovery of forbidden information about themselves. I dropped the folder. My hands were shaking. It was impossible, but every detail. I grabbed another folder. Implantation methods, diagrams, flowcharts, protocols. How to introduce specific traits through media, education, social interactions. How to ensure each person developed within one of the 3,847 types. It can't be. But my voice died when I saw the next section. Photographs. Thousands of them. People grouped by type. All with identical expressions, identical postures, even similar clothing. And then I saw it. In group 2847B, a photo from 1962. A young Asian woman, white blouse. Identical to me. Not similar, identical. The file had a note. Subject to 847B1992, hired as archivist. Discovered project on first day. Expected standard reaction. I ran to the computer, typed frantically. The system had an internal database. I searched for 2847B. Hundreds of results. Photos spanning decades. All variations of myself. Different ethnicities, ages, but always the same base type. Always archivists. Always discovering the project. Always having the same reaction. A video from 1974. A black woman, same age, same room, same files. I watched in horror as she repeated every movement I had made. Opened the same folders, had the same reactions, even muttered the same words. Another video, 1995, Latino man, exact same sequence. White woman, identical, non-binary person. Every gesture, every expression. I understood it wasn't prediction, it was programming. I wasn't discovering anything. I was executing my script, like everyone before me. The door opened. Dr. Patterson entered, carrying a tea tray. Punctual, as always, she said, checking her watch. Type 2847B always takes exactly 1 hour and 37 minutes to find Project Taxonomy. I tried to speak, but the words wouldn't come. Or rather, they came exactly as programmed. This can't be real. Is this some kind of prank? Dr. Patterson poured tea calmly. Standard question number 1. Followed by, how did you know I would find this? And then, what happens now? How did you know I would find this? I heard myself ask. Because you're 2847B, it's what 2847Bs do. Just like I'm 1256, the revealing supervisor. I'm programmed to be here, now, having this conversation. What happens now? The third question came out involuntarily. Now you have two programmed options. 73% of 2847Bs try to expose the project. They fail, obviously no one believes them, and eventually they're classified as having a psychotic break. 27% accept it and continue working, knowing the truth. I looked at my own hands. Long fingers, short nails straight to 847B. My nervous laugh escaped type 12, anxious subcategory. Am I not real? You're exactly as real as you were programmed to be, just like all of us. Dr. Patterson sipped her tea. The question is, knowing this, what changes? I wanted to scream that everything changed, but the words that came out were, nothing changes. I'm still myself. Standard 2847B response. See, even knowing you can't act outside the script, it was true. I felt the thoughts forming, predictable as equations. The initial denial, the growing anger, the bargaining that would come next. Programmed stages of acceptance. How many know? Question number 4. About 0.3% of the population. Always the same type, some 2847Bs like you, some 3692Cs, who discover through mathematical patterns, so MEO 891S, via psychedelic experiences, all programmed to discover, all incapable of changing anything. I stood up, walked to the files, pulled more folders randomly, types and more types. Every human on Earth, catalogued, predicted, controlled. When did it start? It always existed. We just documented it. Humans always came in limited types, Maya. We think we're unique, but Patterson gestured to the files. 3,847 variations for 8 billion people. The odds never favored individuality. A thought arose was implanted. Can I see my complete file? Patterson smiled. That same type 4 smile, of course. It's what all 2847Bs ask at this point. She handed me a thick folder. I opened it, saw my entire life mapped out. When I would learn to walk, 13 months, first word cat. Teenage passion for astronomy, age 14 to 16. Switch to literature, 16 to 18. Choice of archival science, 21. And at the end, a section, projected termination. Don't read that part, Patterson advised. No type handles expiration dates well, but I had already seen it. 67 years. Heart attack. Type 2847B had consistent life expectancy. Why did you show me this? Because it's what we do. You would have discovered it anyway better that it's controlled. Tomorrow you'll come to work, continue digitizing. In 6 months, you'll have found explanations that make sense. In 2 years, you'll barely think about it. It's the pattern. I wanted to disagree, swear I'd be different. But the words wouldn't come. Because 2847B didn't make dramatic vows. I left the institute at nightfall. On the street, I observed people. I could see now the types. The way they walked, gestured, laughed. Patterns repeated infinitely. On the subway, I counted 12083 for C's, the tired commuter, 52109ers, the ambitious youth, 338 for 7 D's, the misunderstood artist, all executing invisible scripts. I got home, my apartment, standard Arbar Sitsi, B-decor, plants, books organized by color, a cat named Schrödinger, 80% of 2847Bs chose that name. I opened my laptop, started typing. I needed to tell someone, expose everything. But the words that emerged were vague, seemed like madness, exactly as programmed. I tried calling my mother, but I heard myself saying only, "Hi, Mum. First day was intense, but I think I'll like it." Script, always the script. I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Tomorrow I would return to the institute, continue digitizing. In 6 months, I would have found explanations. In 2 years, my phone buzzed. Message from an unknown number. "Welcome to the club, 2847B2024. We meet Thursdays, 8 p.m., Corner Cafe." Not that it changes anything. Type 2847 Bs always show up. But at least we can execute our scripts together. Marcus, 3692, C 2019. I laughed. Type 12 laugh. Ironic subcategory. Of course, there was a support group. Of course, I would go. Of course, nothing would change. Because I was 2847B. Always had been, always would be, until the heart attack at 67. I closed my eyes and executed the 2847B sleep protocol. Count backward from 100. 4-7-8 breathing. Turn to the left side. In 3 minutes, I was asleep. Exactly as programmed.